CBS LA at 6 starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news is SkyCal over the scene of a home in Brentwood where authorities responded to a call for medical aid just after 3:30 this afternoon. Firefighters tell us they found 2 people dead on the scene, a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman. That's when LAPD took over the investigation.
Again, the first call came in for medical aid. This is in the 200 block of Chadbourne there in Brentwood. As we have SkyCal over the scene, we've got a crew headed there as well. So, of course, stay with us. We're going to bring you any updates as we learn more about this investigation. A man and a woman both dead there at a home in Brentwood.
And now at 6 o'clock, a weekend of violence, 2 mass shootings, a terrorist attack targeting Jewish people in Australia, and a deadly shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gio Insignorez.
And I'm Hunter Sowards. We begin tonight with that tragic attack in Australia. 15 people are dead after 2 gunmen opened fire at a beach targeting Jewish people celebrating the first day of Hanukkah.
40 people remain hospitalized tonight. Police say the suspects are a father and son. The father was killed at the scene while the son is in critical condition. Tina Kraus tells us the attack went on for minutes before the shooters were taken down.
The annual Hanukkah by the Sea event was a huge celebration in Australia Saturday, with Jewish families soaking up the last rays of sunshine in Sydney before gunmen started shooting. This video captures suspects firing non-stop for about 5 minutes.
I just saw an older lady get shot and she was on the floor. Saw an older guy get shot, very badly injured on the left-hand side.
The chaos sent people scattering on the sand of the world-famous Bondi Beach, where a crowd of more than 1,000 had gathered.
There were bullets and there were so many of them and we were really scared.
People start running and I'm going, well, maybe it's like a one-time shooting, not like it's not America, like not a massacre event.
But it was, and police say 2 men carried it out. They took down both in a shootout, killing one, a Pakistani national. The other is in the hospital and hasn't been identified. The Prime Minister called it an act of anti-Semitic terrorism that struck at the heart of the nation.
An attack on Jewish Australians is an attack on every Australian. There is no place for this hate, violence and terrorism in our nation.
President Trump said it was a terrible attack.
And that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody.
It's Australia's deadliest shooting in nearly 30 years. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And here at home, law enforcement is boosting patrols around Jewish places of worship.
And the Jewish community is observing the first night of Hanukkah with a heavy heart, as we know.
CBS LA's Lauren Posen live at the Skirball Cultural Center where community candle lighting just happened. Lauren?
Well, the celebrations of Hanukkah are definitely taking on a deeper meaning this year. And while the festival did continue here at the Skirball Cultural Center, it wasn't lost on anyone the tragedy in Australia. On Hanukkah's first night, those gathered at the Skirball Cultural Center spoke about resilience and hope in the wake of tragedy.
And we will find our hope in being together on days like this.
Organizers of the Hanukkah Festival say they debated continuing the event after the tragedy at Bondi Beach, but ultimately chose to move forward.
I think it's really important and frankly completely in the spirit of what Hanukkah means to carry on during dark times and during challenges.
The Australian Prime Minister says the attack is an act of terrorism targeting the Jewish people of Australia. Rabbi Abraham Cooper in Los Angeles says anti-Semitism remains a long-standing threat across generations.
The people and the movements that are targeting the Jews all make it a point to say, we're not finished. We'll take care of the Jews, then we're coming after Christians, who we also hate. And their ultimate goal is to bring down the pillars of democracies.
As Hanukkah celebrations continue across Los Angeles, law enforcement will be out in greater numbers. The Los Angeles Police Department says it will increase patrols at Jewish facilities, schools, synagogues, and Hanukkah events. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says deputies will do the same. Both departments say they stand in solidarity with the Jewish community. Back at the Hanukkah festival, they symbolically lit all 8 lamps as a powerful symbol that even in the darkest moments, hope and resilience shine through.
When we do it again, even after a very difficult day, it rekindles in us the ability to keep on moving forward.
And Governor Newsom has condemned the attacks online. Law enforcement here in Los Angeles say there's no credible threats, but again, they are keeping a very close eye. Reporting live in Los Angeles, Lauren Posen, CBS LA.
Lauren, thank you. And tonight, police are investigating an anti-Semitic incident in Redlands where someone shot at a Jewish family's Hanukkah decorations. We're talking to that family. That's coming up tonight at 6:30.
Happening now, more construction on the 405 this weekend, slowing traffic through the Sepulveda Pass. Lanes and ramps are closed between Getty Center and Skirball Center Drive on the south side of the freeway, and both sides are reduced to 3 lanes. This project runs through tomorrow morning. Turning now to your weather, sunny and 70s in December.
Can you believe it? CBS LA's Chloe Carlson joining us with that next weather forecast. And yes, it is warm as we get closer to Christmas.
Chloe, thank you. A person of interest has been detained in the shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island that killed 2 students and injured 9 others. CBS News confirms the person of interest is 24-year-old Benjamin Erickson. He was an infantryman in the Army from 2021 to 2024 and left in the rank of specialist. Tom Hansen reports he was detained overnight at a hotel outside of Providence.
A person of interest is in custody in connection with Saturday's shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island.
While a suspect has been detained, our work as a state is not over.
The shooting, which happened in a university building late Saturday during a final exam review session, left 2 students dead and 9 others injured.
I had a chance to meet with a few of the victims and their families, and the resilience that these survivors showed and shared with me is frankly pretty overwhelming.
Sources tell CBS News the person in custody has been identified as 24-year-old Benjamin Erickson, a U.S. Army veteran. He was taken into custody at a Hampton Inn hotel in Coventry, Rhode Island.
The investigation continues to progress extremely fast. We're in the process of collecting evidence and seizing items that we need to seize, search locations that we need to search.
Here in Providence, Brown University students continue to reel from the events that unfolded during final exams and just ahead of winter break.
I've never been through anything even close to this. You always kind of like, we do the drills in high school, like the lockdown drills. You think you're like prepared for it, but I think also with just like being in college, it's just different. Not everybody like is from the U.S. Not everybody has like the drills, the experience, and it's just like the scope of things. It's just, especially for like freshmen, like it's just, you can't be prepared for it.
Authorities continue to work to determine if the person responsible for Saturday's violence acted alone. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Providence, Rhode Island.
An update now on that breaking news in Brentwood. Property records show the home where 2 people were found dead is owned by movie director Rob Reiner. However, the identities of the people found dead inside still unclear. Firefighters tell us they found 2 people dead here this afternoon, a 78-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman. That's when LAPD took over the investigation.
Here's what we also know. The first call that came in was for medical aid. This is in the 200 block of Chadbourne in Brentwood. Again, property records show this home is owned by Rob Reiner. We've got a crew headed to the scene. Of course, stay with us as we continue to get more information on this developing story there as we have people headed to the scene.
In the meantime, a warning about this next video. Some may find it difficult to watch. It shows the moment of impact in a violent crash that killed 3 people Friday night in the San Fernando Valley. You can hear the screeching there. Police say a minivan driver was fleeing the scene of a separate crash, then ran a red light here at Woodman and Terabella in Panorama City. The minivan driver was killed and 2 others in another car, including Adrian Carrillo, an active duty U.S. Marine.
Ahead at 6, a Redlands family says someone fired a weapon at their